What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax, and today we're looking at our updated Juggernaut prospect rankings for all minor league players. These are stat-based ranks that I use to create a formula to kind of weigh prospects based on certain stats. And this is going to be a video going over our top 10. But first, let's jump into how I formulate each prospect score. Along with ranks 11 through 20, which you can access on my Patreon page, there's a link in the video description, you can find these rankings based on weighted on-base average, stolen bases per plate appearance, K percentage, swinging strike percentage, WRC plus, and age level. I applied different weights to those stats to come up with a point system, and you can see here on this slide here the scores for Connor Griffin and other players. Connor Griffin just barely did not make the top 10. This episode, I do these every 30 days and they're updated, but he is now MLB.com's #1 prospect in baseball. I mentioned in some videos earlier I did think he would be a top 3 prospect eventually, and he's all the way up to #1. So you can get access to all these rankings over on Patreon. Lots of cool exclusive stuff that never sees the day on YouTube over there, but go check it out. Links in the video description. That's going to bring us to prospects 6 through 10. We're going to start off with Max Clark, who was recently promoted to AA, along with 2 other Tigers that you're going to see on this list. He had a sluggish post-draft debut, but he's performed really well over the last 2 years. I see Clark as kind of having a high floor and also a high ceiling, but he is very expensive out of 2023 draft for about $250. He's got a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1.5, and the Let's Talk Wax ranks are elite through 7, elite being the best, 1 being the second best, 2 being the third best, and so on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the Let's Talk Wax rank there because this is based on Juggernaut. The Let's Talk Wax is my personal opinion, and the Juggernaut is simply a score I get based off of stats that I created a formula for. Now, Michael Arroyo, 20.7, about the same age as Max Clark, between high A and AA this year as well. He's played strictly second base since his promotion to AA, so there's really no hope of him being a shortstop. I don't think that really was going to be an issue, a factor. Previously, he's not an excellent defender. I think second base is going to be his ceiling on the infield, but his bat has a very high ceiling. He's hitting 273 with a 232 ISO, 17 home runs and 6 stolen bases across his high A and AA season so far at 20.7. He's also got really good walk and K numbers. So Michael Arroyo had a really good season last year. He's just been really good. He's been really good. I'm not sure if the defensive ceiling, the low defensive ceiling, or maybe the fact he's a shorter levered player, he doesn't have that intimidating size like we're going to talk about Edward Florentino, but his stuff's been right around $40 for the last 2 years. He's been doing really, really well. So Michael Arroyo, a guy to check out. He was on our top, I think he was in the top 20 on the last update. Edward Florentino does not have a Bowman Chrome auto yet. I'm assuming he's going to probably headline 2025 Bowman Chrome, and rightfully so. He's 18.7, playing in low A this year. Already has 10 home runs and 22 stolen bases. Really good K numbers for his power at that age and that level. So this could be a kid that was one of the more expensive players coming out of 2025 Bowman Chrome, but I can't guarantee the checklist has not landed yet, so we don't know if he's going to headline that product. He's definitely not going to be in draft, so possibly have to wait until 2026 if he's not in 2025 Chrome. We never really know what's going on, but we got a McGonagall autograph finally this year, and those are already up to $150. So there's no telling what Florentino is going to be in, what release, if he ever is in the release. Could be this year, could be next year, but I'm assuming 2025 Chrome. Nonetheless, career 294 average, a career 239 ISO, and a 19.8% K rate on his career at 18.7 and playing in low A. So really impressive stuff right there, especially the K percentage. Not a top 100 prospect yet. He's a big dude, 6'4", 200 pounds, and he's getting the majority of the reps actually in center field right now in low A. He's only played first base for 2 innings. I have first base / outfield there, but he's gotten the majority of his reps so far in low A in center field. So Florentino, like I said, if he's in 2025 Bowman Chrome, I'm sure he'll be the top chase in that release based on his numbers this year. Nelson Rada, a player that the formula really, really likes because he's super young, playing in AA. He's not even 20 years old yet. You get a lot of points for playing at a high level at a low age, and Rada is doing really well at 19.9 in AA, hitting 279 with 31 stolen bases. The formula does value stolen bases and speed. It goes by stolen bases per plate appearance. So someone who has really good speed and has only played in 40 games this year will still have a similar score to somebody who's got really good speed and played in 100 games this year, because it's based on their plate appearances, not the amount of games that they've actually played. So Nelson Rada, no power. That's one thing that gets him in the hobby. He's a $20 auto. Some of you new guys may be saying he's number 7 on this list, but he's a $20 auto. Well, that's the thing. He doesn't have any power. He's probably not going to have any power, but he plays plus defense, hits for average, and he can absolutely fly on the bases. And he's super young for AA. He's been playing in AA for almost 2 years, I believe now. So Samuel Basallo, another player that's been challenged age level-wise, 20.9, playing in AAA. 19 home runs, the most on this list. He's one of the highest ceiling bats in the minor leagues. I talked about him. He was on this episode last month. The defensive future is very uncertain. It's the same things we talked about with Basallo. Where does he fit in Baltimore? How can he get to the major league level? Is he going to become a trade candidate? He's a number 9 prospect at MLB.com. Let's talk wax rank of 1.5. His cards are super expensive. Just a lot of question marks, but there is one thing that's not a question mark, and that is his offensive ceiling. And as I mentioned before, if you want to check out the Patreon page and help support the channel, lots of cool exclusive stuff over there that doesn't get to the YouTube channel. It's only $5 a month for the lowest, then you get access to everything with the $5 a month. If you guys want to check that out, there's a link in the video description. That's going to bring us to our top 5, starting off with Jet Williams. He is back into action in 2025. He had some injury stuff going on in 2024, but he's played the majority of the season, 344 plate appearances finally. And over a large sample size, he's hitting 291 with a 204 ISO, 8 homers, 28 stolen bases. He's got enough bat and speed to play second base or shortstop wherever he ends up on the infield. He's going to play in the dirt somewhere. He's really good when he's healthy, and he's a guy that we could see a call-up maybe in 2025 if he continues to perform really, really well. So Jet Williams, a guy I've liked for a long time. He's just battled some injuries, and he is back in action and performing like everyone thought he would now that he's healthy. And I talk about this a lot. His price has really declined while he was on the injured list last year. And, it's a great time. People kind of forget about prospects that are injured. They're out of sight. They're out of mind. And I bought a ton of Jet Williams while he was on the injured list last year, and I've already sold it all. So that's something to consider, when you're looking at prospecting, is you can get guys for pretty cheap when they hit the injured list. People, like I said, they forget about them and they're not playing, they're not putting up any numbers, and their prices sometimes tend to dwindle. Sometimes, depending on high profile of a prospect they are. Walker Jenkins, no matter what he's doing on the injured or the active list, his prices aren't going to go anywhere because he was on the injured list for a while. He was not on our first or second episode of Juggernaut rankings on the videos because he had not qualified for enough plate appearances. I think the cutoff was 100, and he made that cutoff this month, coming back into action. One of the top 10 youngest players in AA, hitting 288 with 9 stolen bases. Really good walk and K numbers. 297 career average. He's a number 13 prospect at MLB.com. 1.5 on Let's Talk Wax rank. Not a whole lot to say about Jenkins. Just a really good young player. I kind of, have some comparisons to like Connor Griffin. Just a very good young player that was drafted out of high school. And he did battle some injuries at the beginning of the year, but he is back in action and qualifies for Juggernaut. So he is at number 4 based on those numbers. Josue Briseño having a blowout year. This is his second time on the list. He's been on the list, I think, for the last 2 episodes, hitting 287 with a 282 ace ISO, 15 home runs. Excellent K numbers, and the formula does not like bad K numbers. It's weighted to K percentage, swinging strike percentage, and weighted on base average. So players that take a lot of walks, players that don't swing and miss, and players that don't strike out get rewarded for those 3 things. So you're not going to see a lot of players on this Juggernaut ranking system in the top tiers with really bad K numbers unless their production is just immaculate, kind of like Ellie De La Cruz. He had bad K numbers, but his production was so special that the formula really liked that as well. But he is a number 54 MLB.com. He's number 2 Let's Talk Wax rank. His cards are about $50 out of 2025 Bowman. His defensive splits are even between first base and catcher, so I'm not really sure where he's going to end up. His K numbers have spiked a bit in AA, but it's a learning curve. It's a small sample size, so I don't think it's anything to freak out about. You're going to see it. You saw McGonical's struggling a little bit right now too, over 40, I think, plate appearances. Max Clark's hitting like 220 with 2 home runs, I think, over the 40, because all 3 of those guys got called up at the same time. So they're all adapting to AA right now, which is not an alarm. It's a small sample size, and there is an adjustment phase for a lot of young prospects. Luke Adams is the most interesting man on this list. You're going to see here he's got a 239 career average, but the formula likes Luke Adams because he takes a lot of walks. He has a really, really low swinging strike percentage. When he does make contact, it's hard. He has a lot of extra base hits, 11 home runs, 10 stolen bases. He just does a lot of things that the formula really likes. He was one of the top 10 all year last year. His cards are still super cheap, but his numbers, he's been injured for the last month, so his numbers haven't changed since the last video, which I didn't want to put him on here, but I did because he's still basically qualified. He's got 260 plate appearances, so he qualifies for the 100 plate appearance sample size. And he, like I said, his numbers haven't changed since the last episode, but he's still at number 2. So his prices are dropping. I guess the batting average scares a lot of people away. I really like to watch weighted on base average because it gives a better, more encompassing look at what the player has as far as his skill set, and taking walks and his K numbers, I think, are what keep Luke Adams in the game. And when he makes contact, it's hard contact too. Kevin McGonigal, number 1 in the Juggernaut rankings. I think with the promotion to AA and his age at 20.9, that boosted his score a ton. With that promotion to AA, gave him some more points, gave him a higher multiplier. And hitting 352 on the season doesn't hurt him at all with a 247 ISO. So all these things in bold are best on the list, and you can see he's best on the list in 4 categories. He's the number 6 prospect at MLB.com. I do not know why that is in blue. That should not be in blue. That should be in red because it's the highest ranking prospect on this list, but I did fix that in my notes right here while I'm talking to y'all. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1.5. The majority of his reps are coming at shortstop. He absolutely rakes, and his card prices, like I said, they are skyrocketing. I think I saw a couple sales. One sale was at 150, one sale was like 125. They're kind of going, they're out there on social media at around $100 to $125. So everybody's buying up McGonigal right now. He's been a little slow in AA, like I mentioned before, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's an adjustment phase for these young players. So that's going to wrap up our prospect rankings. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon level 3 subscribers. You guys rock. Lots of cool stuff over there that is exclusive to the Patreon community. If you guys want to check that out, links in the video description. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and shoot me a like. I appreciate y'all, and have a great